But if you want to be super successful, it either takes a lot of smart work or a lot of hard work or a combination of the two, but it can't be neither. Hey, this is Joe Harris with Morgan Financial, and this is your Keeping Your Business on Track. So I'm here with Nick Morgan. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Nick, we're talking about routines.
Routines.
Yeah, routines. So do you have a morning routine?
It's funny you asked that. And it's funny that we're talking about that today because I have been thinking about that recently with the new year and everything. And I know my morning routine is not the best.
Not the best. Okay.
Not the best at all. It's little to none. I get up, roll out of bed, take the quickest of showers, like 2 or 3 minutes, and brush my teeth, eat my oatmeal, and I'm on the road to work.
Do you spend any time like in bed, like snoozing or looking at your text or emails or Instagram or whatever?
Yeah, so I actually used to. I used to do the thing where I had like 6 alarms set, and I would keep. Well, actually, I would just have the same alarm and keep snoozing it. And I now just have gotten to a point where like I don't know why I would do that. I'll just use it for sleep, and I actually do get up.
Gotcha.
So kudos to me. But yeah, so I do get up on the first alarm, but that's about the only thing I do right. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So there's some opportunity for growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I see this all the time on social media, Instagram, YouTube in particular. They're talking about morning routines. Have you seen any of these things?
I've seen as many as one person could probably see. Yeah, you see the lavish millionaires and billionaires talking about their long 3-4 hour morning routines. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that, coming from, a successful position and building a business like we did at Morgan Financial. What does your routine look like? What do you think about what you hear on social media?
You talked about these billionaires or millionaires talking about their lavish morning routines,
right?
And I've seen these too, and I'm thinking, man, I'm not doing it right,
Yeah.
Because I read one, the guy gets up at like 4 a.m. They go on, they do some kind of exercise. The typicals are like there's exercise, there's some kind of journaling, there's meditation, there's all these things. Okay, and I'm looking at this going, okay, so that guy spent an hour on a walk. Okay, then he jumps in a cold plunge bath in a $15,000 cold plunge
Always.
bath.
Always.
Apparatus, right? And then some of them do the steam and they get in this steam room and this, $30,000 steam room that they bought some thing that goes on a very expensive deck at their nice house. And I'm thinking, this is great now, right? But what did your routine look like? I'm thinking if you're a 20-something, 30-something, 40-something, you're trying to build a routine and you're not an extraordinarily wealthy individual, this might not be the routine for you, right? Because I'm looking at this going, dude, this guy has made it. Is this the routine that helped him get to where him or her get to where they are right now in life? Or is this the routine they've developed after already being successful?
Right, yeah.
And the problem I have is that, look, if you had just taken those 3 extra hours in the morning from 4:30 to 7:30, instead of doing a lavish routine, why not just grind?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not just use that time to improve? Because, look, you either need to work harder or smarter, but you got to work. If you want to be successful, you have to figure out what works for you, expand upon it, and crush it. Like 3 extra hours of work a day will make you successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because some people have aspirations that are way up here, but their skill set or their abilities are here. You have to bridge that gap. David always says, you got to bridge that gap with hard work and effort.
Yep.
You can't expect to meditate your way out of that or to cold plunge bath out of that. Now, once you've made it, you need more reflection time. In the C-suite, once you're upper management, C-suite, owner, visionary, whatever you want to call it, yes, you need more meditation. You need more, strategy thinking and things that will clear your head because you're not doing anymore. You're planning, strategizing, and executing and evaluating the plan.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know. I see these, all these lavish routines in the morning, and I'm thinking, what could that time be used for just to get more out of what you're currently doing?
Yeah, for sure. And I think what people don't see, these millionaires and billionaires, at least the ones that have come up from nothing, which a large majority of them have, is that unbalanced lifestyle.
The unbalanced. And you've seen this.
Yeah, I have seen it personally with my dad. And I understand, like, it takes a bit of unbalance to get to those successful tiers of your life. And I can't imagine those guys growing up, like you said, in the 20s and 30s, they had this perfect, balanced, healthy lifestyle to get to where they are now. And now they're reaping the rewards and being able to create those morning routines to keep themselves happy and balanced and healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get to the top. We preach a balanced lifestyle here, but it's a choice. Like we say, look, this is what it looks like balanced. Now, if you want to work weekends, nights, and all those things, you're going to give something up, right? If you have a family, you're going to give up family time if you're going to do that. If you're going to do that, if you have friends that you hang out with, well, something's got to give. That time's got to come from somewhere,
for sure.
And so that balanced life is great, and we all want it. But if you want to be super successful, it either takes a lot of smart work or a lot of hard work or a combination of the two, but it can't be neither.
100%. And I think, it takes smart work or hard work, but at some point it's going to take hard work to get to the smart work, because you don't know what you don't know.
You got to bridge that gap.
Exactly. You don't know.
Bridge that gap.
You don't know. And at some point you're going to have to figure out how to work more efficiently. But
right. So going ahead on this, look, you got to think, how do I build that routine? Because I look at that and don't do what the millionaires are doing. Do what they did.
Yeah.
Do what they did. And look, there's a place for meditation. You got to, to keep yourself balanced, to get rid of stress, to think about. People use that word meditate, and it's not this, fancy hippie type word. It's thinking. Sometimes you need a quiet place and just be alone with your thoughts, not with your phone, not with your computer, not with your spouse, not with your significant other, but with yourself to think your way through things. Okay, that 20 minutes doing that is worth hours of planning. And then that 20 minutes allows you to do hours of planning with clear thoughts.
Right. Yeah.
So I do believe that is important. But if you're in the doing position, maybe it's about strategizing how to do your job better.
Yeah.
How to do your job more efficiently. So if you wake up at 4:30 and you're up 3 hours before, let's say you normally would be, or 2 hours or 3 hours, how are you going to most effectively use that time?
Yeah.
So you asked me about my morning routine. My morning routine, and I'll be honest, I'm not perfect with this. It goes in and out. And I can tell you that I perform better physically and mentally when I'm in my routine.
For sure.
So my routine looks something like this. I wake up right around 5:30. And today it was 6 a.m. because I'm getting back into a routine. I couldn't do 5:30 today, but it's 5:30. I drink my coffee. I go to my computer. I start dumping some stuff out of my head. I get all the stuff out of my head that's clogging that thing up from the day before, thoughts. You can call it a journal. You can call it meditation. But I get that stuff out of head. When I'm done with my coffee, I go on a walk. And I listen to podcasts. All right. So I go on a walk, typically 20 to 40 minutes walk, depending on what time I woke up. I'm not perfect.
Right.
And after that, during that walk, I listen to podcasts. I get ideas. I type them into my phone as I'm walking. Now, why walk, not run? It's so I can accomplish those two things at once. I can't listen to podcasts, take notes, and get thoughts onto paper as I'm running. I can do it when I'm walking. So yes, it's a physical and it's a mental activity. And then when I come back, I organize those thoughts, see what action plans I can make. And at this point, it's about 6:30, 6:45. I do a small workout routine, and then I usually go to the gym at night. But I do a small workout routine of push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and squats. Push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and squats. Yeah. Hit full body, but just one set. So nothing vigorous, nothing that I'm going to be sore for the next day. It's just to get my blood flowing. Right. And that little bit of exercise between that walk and that workout routine, it gives me energy throughout the day. Even to the point where I can go work out that night, and focus on chest or back and buys or things like that. Yeah. But when I don't do that morning routine, and that is not that elaborate of a routine, I drink coffee, I put my thoughts down on paper, I take a walk, I put more thoughts from ideas and thoughts from my podcast down into my phone and my notes or OneNote. And then I come back, dump those back in, do a small routine, take a shower, and I go to work. Yeah. Did I need to wake up 2 hours prior? No, but it keeps me aligned. Okay, it keeps me feeling fresh and healthy. And like today, I didn't get tired at all. And if I didn't do that routine after lunch around 2 to 3 o'clock, I probably would have gotten tired.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how would you say that routine that you've set up now differs from your earlier years here as a loan officer?
As a loan officer in my earlier years, well, first of all, there's a whole different thing. And you're in your 20s and 30s,
Right,
and you have young kids. But I would say that it's more of a reflectionary strategy, thought process versus figuring out how am I going to do this one thing better.
Right.
Right. I still think about how am I going to do this one thing better. But as a loan officer or as a real estate agent, you have one singular focus. Mm-hmm. That's the business and your clients and making sure you do the best for the clients you have and to get more clients that you can also do the best for.
Right. Yeah.
And so how it focused back then is that, I would just work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'd work around the clock. You can ask my wife. People didn't know I had a wife because I was always at work and, they only saw me at work and all these things. And, I had a wife and kids and all these things. And I try to balance that. And my wife had 4 children. Okay. I missed 2 days of work, but I was there. Luckily she had them on weekends and things like that. Yeah. So it worked out.
Nice.
But I regret that, and I don't want that for other people either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that comes down to, what's the goal of your routine,
right?
And
that's
I think,
a good one.
You know what I mean? And I think that differs at different points in your life,
right?
And at different positions in your life, and it sounds like your goal of your morning routine vastly changed from when you first started and where you are now.
Wow, this is good. Should I lie down and should I tell you about my childhood too?
No.
But you hit the nail on the head. Is that right now it's about that balance.
Yeah.
Because my kids are older and I'm trying to figure out how do I spend more time with my kids and be successful at work.
Yeah.
And I think that's a struggle a lot of people have. And when I was younger, it was just trying to figure out how to get that business just to perpetuate, my existence.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like I got to get all these pieces in balance. Yeah. And it's a juggling act. It's we call it spinning plates. You get this plate spinning on the stick, you go to the next plate and get that spinning, but oh shoot, this one's falling back. You got to go back to this one. Now you got 2 more plates up there. You got to spin. You got 4 plates up. And life's tough.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours, they say, and it's been raining a lot.
It has been raining a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
What other questions you got?
I think that's really it. I really appreciate the conversation. That was awesome. So,
how are you going to adapt and change and update your routine?
I think I just got to get up earlier. And I think there's a lot of good things that come with just
I can tell by your body language this is going to be difficult for you.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I work out at night, and I have a great time working out at night with my friends. So,
but that keeps you up. And then you got to go to bed later.
It does keep me up, and
then
I go to bed later, but I get up later. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, when are you going to have that ready by, your routine?
Tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you got some value out of this conversation. If you have a routine put some information down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, share with somebody you might find value in it. And thanks for watching us here today. We'll see you next time.